Thank you all. You have to take ownership and leadership of tomorrow. For that to be possible, you have to strengthen your capacity and widen your vision as a global citizen. With that note, on behalf of IMS Ghaziabad University Courses Campus, I take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Salman Haidar, General Secretary, IMS Group of Institutions, Director, IMS UC, Dean, IMS UC, Faculty, Delegates and Media. To Institute of Management Studies, Modern United Nations Conference 2016. Collective, Convivial, Communicative Conference. And patron to IPCS. We extend our heartfelt welcome to you, sir. Before we start, I now kindly request our Honorable Sir, Mr. Rakesh Chharia, General Secretary, IMS Group of Institutions, to present a bouquet to our chief guest, Mr. Salman Haidar. I now request Dr. Sapna Rakesh, Director, IMS.
Don't make me guess.
I don't know.
It is a great pleasure to have the privilege of speaking to all of you, as we have gathered here for the most awaited platform, education in a stimulating and innovative environment, where students are empowered with knowledge and professional skills, while upholding the values of integrity, tolerance, and mutual respect. Since its inception, the group has promoted education in the areas of management sciences, information technology, bioscience, engineering sciences, and journalism, to name a few. 2016 replicates the proceedings of United Nations conferences. It is an educational mock conference and competition where students acting as delegates enact world leaders, simulate the committees of UN, and discuss topics of international bearing. IMS has organized a two-day conference on 16th and 17th of December 2016, constituting of three conference committees, which are United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, United Nations Human Rights Council, UNHRC, All Indian Political Parties Meet, AIPPM, with various agenda. Now, after telling you about the structure of IMSMUN 2016, I would take the opportunity to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Salman Haidar, former Indian Foreign Secretary and Ambassador to China. During his tenure, Mr. Haidar has served as the Indian Ambassador to the United Kingdom and Bhutan. From 1977 to 80, Mr. Haidar was a Deputy Permanent Representative of India at the United Nations in New York. Sir has also served as Secretary East and spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs and later as a Chief of Protocol. He is a man synonymous with broad vision with an amalgam of excellent leadership qualities and high intellect. His achievements have inspired us to meet or to take a step forward to understand the dynamics of international relations. Nobody would have justified for this conference as chief guest than you, sir. Dr. Sapna Rakesh has been in management education in Delhi NCR region. As an accomplished educationist, she has turned around campuses and has given new dimensions to the management education. She has been associated with various prestigious institutions in the past. Her rich experience has unlocked the potential of students, faculty and staff members. We are very thankful to you, ma'am, for being our mentor and guide. I would now like to introduce Dr. Pooja Rastogi, Dean IMS UC. She has been in academics and associated with IMS from past 13 years. She is one of the creative minds of this man, Director General IMSMUN 2016, and Shivam Sarkar, Deputy Director General IMSMUN 2016. Please give a huge round of applause for her. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Sheetal Malik, Convener IMSMUN 2016. Her effective management skills and foresighted visions acted as catalysts to convert words into action.
Topics in international relations, diplomacy, and the United Nations agenda. IMS Model United Nation 2016 this year aims at bringing to you 2 days of ardent debate and inspiring committee agendas which are of significance to the common man. IMSMUN 2016 will be the simulation of 3 committees: General Assembly, United Nations Human Relations Council, and All India Political Party Meet. MUNC 2016 is an extraordinary intellectual and social conference that brings together an amazing assortment of young minds to engage in cultural change and gain first-hand experience of negotiating processes by playing the role of diplomat for a period of 2 days. MUN provides students and young mind professionals with the opportunity to improve their knowledge and awareness of the most relevant international issues and contribute to advance feasible and innovative proposals for action. On this note, I, along with my passionate secretary, welcome you all to the first edition of IMS Model United Nations Conference 2016. Thank you.
Esteemed colleagues from different schools of Ghaziabad, Retd, my faculty, and the most important, the future of this country, MUN enthusiasts, aged between 15 to 25. That appears to be a very, very interesting welcome. When we conceive this program, as you would know that when you do something for the first time, you're never sure what you're going to do. When we were also considering should we invite the schools or we should keep it limited to university education, we really did not know what we are doing, to be very, very honest. When we decided the program, so the students, especially the first year in this campus, students who had MUN experience, they said that age should not be a bar. Let us open the boundaries of the college and let us keep United Nations exposure as the main agenda for the conference. And that is the point where the faculty of the campus decided that let the students take the lead and let them design the program the way they want to. I'm very proud to share with you that whatever conference we'll be witnessing in the next 2 days, it is entirely prepared by the students, for the students community, and I'm very proud of the entire student community. Now, let us see that because this is MUN community inside the hall, there are few pertinent things which we learned and which I want to share with you all is that when our students were preparing, it was not only them. There were many students from other schools and other colleges who joined hands with them as if they were a part of IMS Ghaziabad, which was indeed an amazing experience to all of us. So to the extent that there were some students from different universities who came into the IMS Ghaziabad campus, and the students were preparing each other on how to organize, how to think, how to research, how to debate, and we were also having several training sessions. So I was just today morning only I was sharing with Haidar Saab that that amount of learning that has happened in the preparation of the conference. Probably we could not have created a platform for the students to learn global issues and organize in schools like that. And I'm sure it happens amongst all of you. Why I'm saying this is because you are the United Nations of tomorrow. You are also the MUN organizers of tomorrow. And I welcome you all because each of you come with that zeal to learn, zeal to debate, and zeal to help each other, which is absolutely terrific, nothing less than that. So one round of applause for each participant in the hall. Yeah, since you have come to IMS Ghaziabad, being director, it's my formal duty to expose you to what we do here. This campus is a part of 26 years old IMS, we call it legacy. We celebrated our Silver Jubilee last year only. We started with about 180 programs at a campus at Lal Kuan, at a campus in Kavinagar in a rented accommodation. From there we moved into our first campus at Lal Kuan, wherein we had BBA, BCA, PGTM program, and from there, from about 180 students, passing through a long journey of creating about 30,000 alumni belonging to IMS Ghaziabad. Today we are in many streams. We offer BBA, BCA, BJMC, BSc Biotechnology, MSc Biotechnology, BSc Microbiology. We are also launching a Master of International Business program in this campus, housing more than 2,000 students. Apart from this, we have an adjoining engineering campus, which is a very reputed engineering campus of APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, and our mother campus, which is housed at IMS Lal Kuan, where we run a very prestigious PGDM program and an MCA program. This United Nations conference at our campus is deep rooted in the philosophy of learning, reinventing, recreating education at IMS Ghaziabad. I'm very proud to share that as a group, IMS Ghaziabad, when we developed the milestones of IMS Ghaziabad, we have been accredited, ranked as one of the best institutions. Our BBA program has been ranked third all across the country, and our PGTM program is amongst top 30 all across the country. Now, why it is important to share, because we have people who do not know IMS Ghaziabad, and probably everybody today has a beautiful building, but it feels nice when somebody comes to your campus and you share with them what you do. So whatever rank we have got, whatever standing we have in the academics, that comes from a number of things that IMS Ghaziabad as a group does and each individual IMS Ghaziabad institution does. Like in this campus, there is a lot of focus on many things. One of global scholarship for our students, where toppers will be sent abroad on highly subsidized foreign exposure tour. This MUN is also a part of the global exposure that we intend to bring, and this is also aligned with the launch of MID program next year. Another important thing which I would like to share with you at IMS Ghaziabad, we do not think that education is about classroom teaching. And that's a very, very fundamental belief of our education. We believe that education is never more than 50% of the time of a student in the campus. And in light of that, we have created several platforms for our students. We have more than 20 clubs, all driven by the students in the campus. And these clubs range from desktop application club, mobile application club, to environment club, to human resources club, to marketing club, to digital marketing club, to a finance club, to a stock marketing club, number of clubs. So we decided as a strategy that let students' energies be channelized in whatever they are good at, including a theatre club, which is run by a great theatre artist, and a music club, where the students are looking for still what instruments they need to buy to have a great music club. So that's IMS Ghaziabad philosophy. As I share you all, I'm also very proud to share that we are also a campus who has produced toppers in CCS University Merit. Not in one course, we have university toppers in BBA, we have university toppers in BJMC, we have university toppers in BSc. Why is it important to share? Because when you become a topper, you are becoming a topper of more than 10,000 population of students appearing in the same examination. We also have a very, very vibrant corporate resource engagement cell, where our students are continuously sent on internships, because we believe that education should be intertwined with what you have to do tomorrow. So our students are sent to the best of the best organizations for internship. Our students have been bagging great placements, which would have actually gone to only postgraduate students, but our undergraduate students bag very, very good placements in different set of organizations. I know all of you have United Nations agenda on mind, so I would not dwell further. I welcome you all once again to the focus area of today, the Model United Nations Conference. Your being here is a very much part of our learning philosophy. We hope that each of you get a sufficient time for debate and interaction amongst each other. Today in the evening we also have social, which will be followed by a DJ for about 1 hour. So I hope that, so now I see some smiles. We hope that you have a great learning experience. I am where the buck stops. So anybody, if you have any issue, any problem, you can walk into my office in the next 2 days of your being present in the campus. Please feel free. Have a great learning time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for inspiring us. I now request our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Salman Haidar, to share his valuable insight with all of us.
Thank you, apologies. It does me, I must say, now that I'm getting on quite a bit, it does me a lot of good to see bright young faces right in front of me, people who have come here voluntarily in order to participate in an occasion that they themselves have devised. And I think this is very much to the credit of everyone. The institution itself is shown itself in bright colors this morning to me. Fresh eyes, this fine auditorium where we're assembled, the halls, the place. These are all values that add to your own learning experience here in this institution. And I'm glad to see that high standards are maintained of presentation and of activity within this institution. I'm sure it will all contribute, as the director was saying, to the total learning experience which is brought you here. Now, the other thing that I think I really must mention is impressed me very strongly is that the initiative has come from the students themselves. This is unusual. Normally, and especially when you cross certain barriers, I'm now a grandfather several times over. My granddaughter, my eldest granddaughter, is studying in one of the universities around Delhi, and I think that she would be very comfortable in this kind of setting here, because there, in a place like this and in comparable institutions in this area, there's a great premium on student initiative, on the young people themselves taking events in their own hands and guiding them successfully. So I congratulate all of you on taking this initiative, which I'm sure will be very helpful to you now and in the future. You have seized on this question of, is it the UN Day or something to do I don't know, this model UN conference. This is the sort of thing that I must say my granddaughter has been doing. She's about the same age as some of you. And it has become part of the kind of learning culture in our institutions of learning and of instruction, because it tests people and gives opportunity to students to show their capacity, to participate and learn what they wish to learn and not what is actually just pumped into them. So I think this is a very desirable way of proceeding. I find that it's like a kind of movement all over, not only our country, but globally, to use the UN as an entry into processes of learning, to try and not just learn about the UN. What we learned was about the UN, but to use the opportunity of being in an environment where some of the issues that come up before the UN and which agitate the global community come under consideration. I think it's important to take a very serious view of where the world is going, and I hope in some appropriate way to contribute to the kind of outcomes that we are all seeking. Now the UN, I don't know what you think of the UN. It's supposed to be, it's a notion that has brought you here. Let me give you a little caption. There was an ambassador, a very famous ambassador, who was a senator in, US ambassador, and senator, later Senator Moynihan, who wrote a scintillating memoir, which he entitled A Dangerous Place. I don't know if you have are familiar with this book. But what Ambassador Moynihan, Senator Moynihan, did was to describe the UN as a dangerous place. So if you are entering into a conference, remember there are dangers involved. But the dangers, of course, are not to your life and limb, but they are dangers to your ability to prevail, to get your point of view across, to become a dominant element in the discussions that are the processes of the United Nations. His idea was that one of the things that Senator Moynihan was saying and putting across in his book is that this is a place where anything can happen. Combinations of countries, which are quite unexpected, can occur, and the friends of today can be the enemies of tomorrow, and so on. Where its real interests, it is the reality, the hard issues that you end up with that come under review. And also, I think that as you enter into a discussion of the United Nations, it is well to remember that every country on this vast group that constitute the United Nations has its own specific interest. In some cases, we are able to join together, make common cause. In many other instances, we are more concerned to thwart and prevent the other side, people with whom we do not see eye to eye, to get them to desist or prevent them from prevailing. And one should not be deceived by the great politeness and by the calm and the preservation of form and in the discourse, because beneath the politeness and beneath the calm discourse can be very, very difficult and intractable issues and disputes that are sometimes not fully revealed, but which have to be taken into account every now and then. So the process of the UN is not a simple process, as we will see. I'll mention one or two instances. My own experience was when I was at the UN, was basically on the economic committees. Not only, not exclusively, but basically on the economic committee, the second committee, which was engaged in discussing economic issues. Now, there, the developing countries, of which of course we are among the most prominent, and the leader really of thought and debate in this area, we had been edged out. There was a feeling that developing countries had not really been able to redress the adverse balance going back to colonial days. It was many years after the end of colonialism, but still some of the aspects or some of the disabilities persisted. And so the developing countries grouped together. There's something called the Group of 77. India became the head of it during my time there. It's a rotating kind of process, and it was felt to me to be the spokesperson for this G77 in many different manifestations. But what did come about was an active effort to get the better of the developed countries, to prize from them, to take away from them the advantages that they had accumulated, we thought, illegitimately, in terms, say, for example, of terms of trade. In terms, the most dramatic part of all this was in terms of the price of oil. That the OPEC countries were very active at that time. I mentioned these to say that we were talking about very hard issues ultimately. Issues that affect the lives of our country and of other countries like us. Where possible, and I imagine that as you spend more time on looking at the processes, where possible, we could come together to express a collective viewpoint which strengthened the argument against those who did not want the kind of change that we were trying to promote. So this is the issue that we are clearly talking about, hard realities and very real interests. We found OPEC in those days, the oil prices suddenly quadrupled or more, virtually overnight. And India was badly affected, along with others, but at the same time, we were able to make common cause. We found that we had some interests, common shared interests, even though with the oil-producing countries, that in redressing the balance between developed and developing countries, we were partners, even though in the question of having to pay more for the oil that we needed, we were at a disadvantage. So these are some of the complexities, the kind of complexity that can arise quite naturally in a multilateral forum like the United Nations. Let me move on. At the UN, the most important key, shall we say, aspiration of the international community is to maintain peace and tranquility. That is the irreducible requirement or aspiration of the United Nations, and if it fails to meet those aspirations, as it so often does, then it is felt that it has not done what the creators of the United Nations wanted. So there is that element that should not be lost sight of. It also gives a perspective on what is today India's aspiration to become a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. This is an issue which will doubtless come up in the debates and discussions here. This is something that has now been firmly established in our minds as a legitimate demand, as a legitimate aspiration of India in the coming era. Again, if I may say, I may just look back a moment. The question of enlarging the Security Council was not something initiated by us, but it was started actually for rather selfish reasons by some Western countries who wanted to reduce their own contributions to the UN's annual budget. And they wanted some of the countries that had now become very rich to become permanent members Germany was one of them, Japan, and and these countries had large financial resources, and some of the other Western countries felt that they were not paying their due share of the UN requirement. So they started the idea of enlarging the Security Council and giving them a bigger role and taking more of their money. Well, this was Pandora's box, because when that happened, many aspirants came up, and including us. We said that there's no reason why any other country should take precedence over us. We are a large country, a successful country, a democratic country. We have principles. We are renowned for our peacekeeping role, for what we have contributed globally to the maintenance of peace under the UN banner. Our people have been all over, from the 1950s, all over the world. When before peacekeeping became the kind of industry it has become, we were very active, and we had many reasons for that. And we then made this an important diplomatic goal for India, which it remains. But it must be acknowledged that this is not an easily attained aspiration, because the United Nations Charter, from what I remember, is successfully amended only once, or maybe more. I'm not an expert on that, but I know that in the earliest stages, when the UN was set up, the structure of the Security Council was somewhat different. It was smaller, than it was enlarged, but to enlarge it requires a very complicated process, and anyone who's determined to stall that process can do so, as we have seen. So it is it's a difficult call. At the same time, our aspiration is legitimate, and I think that we should not be deterred by the fact that we have not succeeded so far. Let us see how matters develop while we keep up our own demand and our own requirement. I don't see any prospect of an early favorable settlement, but I don't think that we should back off for that, or feel that this is a game that's not worth playing. It is worth playing. I think it is for us to be counted among the important. Let's also remember that being a permanent member is just one part of the emergence and the strengthening of our nation, and its ability to play, and its ability and readiness to play a much bigger role internationally, whether it is in economic matters or in other environmental and so on, other issues where our role is constantly enlarging. And even if we are not going to be part of the United Nations Security Council at this stage, as permanent members, there is no reason for us not to continue to take to be in the forefront of the international community, as we have always been. I think I've said more or less as much as I need to, but let me point to some of the new areas where the UN has become very active, and where we have found new associations. You see, as I said, when we talked about the new international economic order, there was a clear division between developing countries, in which we were very prominent, are very prominent, and the old developed countries. And there's a certain, what should we say, that one was negotiating against each other in a multilateral forum. But in peacekeeping activities, that kind of associate that is not relevant. The division between the rich and the poor is not as relevant as it is in economic matters, actually. But now, the issue of the environment has become critical and has attracted attention in a way which is, which requires us to respond. And I hope that in the deliberations and the arguments that you have here as a group, this question of what our response should be or could be will come under review. I think this is something that we have been not very hard pressed by the international community till now, but that's changing. I think the sense that India is one of the biggest polluters. Actually, you drive around here. I've just driven in from Delhi, and you get a sense that we certainly have plenty of pollution to offer the world and to ourselves. So to clean up our act is a requirement, and it has a much broader dimension. It has to be part of a global and an international effort where till now we have been able to say, get by with ideas like polluter pays. Yes, let the polluter pay, but we are also polluters now. And we also have to see that our processes of industrialization and our processes of trying to develop a healthier environment for ourselves and to something to keep the world in good order, that this also must come under review nationally and internationally. So I think that is one of the questions. And here, interestingly, some of our rivals, some of our people, some of the countries with which we do not make common cause have been with us on environment. China, for example, when the Rio conference took place, I was in China at the time, I was ambassador there, and at this conference, which later produced the Kyoto Protocol, that India and China were able to come together, and when they were together, they were a very formidable international force. They are. These are issues in which if these two major countries come together, they are very difficult to dislodge. So that is there. Now, one result of this incident here, I talked about this being a dangerous place, that there are always people trying to undercut you, but there are conflicting interests, and one has to find techniques and processes to be proficient in the diplomatic requirements that enable you to take your own case further. Now, on this question of environmental issues, which started some time ago in Kyoto, a long time ago, you will be familiar with this. India and China were able to come together on this, but America was against both of us. They said that, well, okay, we have done that sense was what the argument roughly was that what happened in the past happened, but now you have to think of what's happening today and what's going to happen in the future. So no easy out for you. If you're polluting, if you are seen as a polluter, you must meet certain international norms on environmental issues like emissions and especially emissions. Well, that I remember being invited once to a meeting somewhere or the other, and I found I didn't know what to expect, but at this meeting I found that that means India with China, were the targets of this meeting. It was a non-official meeting, but the idea was to try and pick holes in the Indian argument, in the developing country argument, that we are not responsible. It's the industrialized countries that have polluted the globe. Let them get on with it first, and most critically, let them pay. Our experience has been, not only in this issue, but in many issues, that the pieties of the developed countries who have done all the damage when they had to, are not backed up by cash flows and financial output which they promise, but they don't deliver. So that is one of the issues, and one of these matters that becomes very relevant in the argument. And you find that many of them are trying to step out of their obligations. Everyone tries to slip out of their obligations, get the best deal. But so then, multilaterally, you have to pin down those who need to be pinned down. Well, let me just end with one thing more. One of the countries I've served with is Bhutan. Compared to the places that we've seen, compared to sort of areas that we live in now, and which live in our lungs, the Bhutan is paradise. It's clean, it's environmentally wonderful, it's you can breathe and you can lead a good life. So they have been able to make something, not as much as they'd hoped for, to, you get these carbon credits for, there is a global system, but the sense of rewarding that while those who have polluted should be punished and should be required to pay up for it, those who have conserved the environment should be rewarded. That is another element which I think is worth keeping in mind, not only in environmental matters, but as a way of promoting a better world and of trying to have systems both of negative systems and also systems of reward. Let me end on that note. Thank you very much for your patience.
To Ankit Kumar, on behalf of Principal of Cambridge School, Indrapura. Mr. Shashwat Rastogi, on behalf of Principal of Gurukul School. Mr. Mahapatra, on behalf of Principal of DPSG. Ms. Leena, on behalf of Principal of DPS Vidyutnagar NTPC. Ms. Shreya, on behalf of Principal of Banasthali Public School. Ms. Rakesh Chharia on behalf of Principal of Sanskar International School. And our request to dignitaries to please be seated off the dais for the band performance.
They can walk on by my feet. We can't touch the ground, and I can't hear the sound. You just keep on running up your mouth. Yeah, whoa, walk on over there, 'cause I'm too fly to care. Yeah, your words don't mean a thing. I'm not listening. Keep talking. All I know is mama told me not to waste my life. She said spread your wings, my little butterfly. Don't let what they say keep you up at night. No, they can't detain you. These wings are made to fly. We don't let nobody bring us down. No matter what you say, you won't hurt me. No matter if I fall from the sky. These wings are made to fly. I don't hear no one say, hey, 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 hey. I don't hear no one say, hey, 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 hey. You better keep on walking. I don't wanna hear you talking, boy. You better keep on walking. I don't wanna hear you talking, boy. What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. Got my head spinning, no kidding. Can't pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? ride. And I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be alright. My head is underwater, but I go crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. 'Cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. Hit it! Ladies all across the world, listen up, we're looking for a booch. If you're women, let me see you once up a salute. Cause you're feeling these stickers, my colors of the boots, representing all the women. Ladies all across the world, listen up, we're looking for a booch. If you're women, let me see you once up a salute. Cause you're feeling these stickers, my colors of the boots, representing all the women. Salute. Ladies all across the world, listen up, we're looking for recruits. If you're women, let me see your hands up and salute. Get your killer heels, stickers, palm colors of the boots, representing all the women. Sisters, we are everywhere, warriors, the country needs you. If you're ready, ladies, ladies, get ready. Show me an ambition, hit you with the truth. Divas, queens, we don't need no man. It's who we are, we don't need no camouflage, just a female. Better roll, taking up. If you're women, let me hear you say, I When tomorrow comes, the Lord is on the sky. you. Thank you.
A very warm good morning to one and all present here, respected dignitaries, faculties, and all the delegates who are present here. IMSMUN is an academic simulation to engage students with to think and creatively and logically with an international outlook. IMS Model United Nations 2016 aims to provide students an inside knowledge of the workings of the United Nations, to understand the dynamics of international relations by assuming the role of UN representative. So all the delegates who are present here, I would like to say one thing, that always enjoy the work you do and do the best you can. Go ahead.
Thank you, Devansh. Now I would like to request our General Secretary and his group of institutions to present memento to our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Salman Haidar.
Thank you.
So I want to request now, let's all stand for the national anthem.
North Korea. That is very famous, North Korea. Yes, except they don't know themselves North Korea. DPRK. Say something like that, it immediately be after your plan.